We think that emotional eating is about sadness, but that's not actually true. Like, emotional eating is about life. It's about problems, but it's also about happiness. I clearly remember being a young person. I would say I would be a teenager at the time, and I would be bored. My friends weren't available to go do something, and I'd be home, and I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the corner store, and I'm gonna buy some chips or some chocolate. I often bought chocolate to entertain myself because I was bored, right? So I was eating because I had nothing better to do. But the truth is, I can see clearly where we eat also because we're happy. For example, what's your favorite thing that happens on your birthday? You get birthday cake, right? Birthday cake is such a emotionally positively charged thing for us in our world that we even have birthday cake flavored chocolate bars. How crazy is that? We want birthday cake flavor to be in everything. Birthday cake flavored donuts and right? Although that's still a cake. When something good happens at work or something good happens in our life, we celebrate by going out to a meal. And don't tell me that your favorite part of going out to eat isn't when the dessert cart comes around, right? We love that dessert cart. We have such a good time picking out, ooh, what am I having? We don't realize how much eating for emotion is everywhere in our life. It's baked into our lives, wellness warrior. Pun intended. It's baked into our lives that we just eat every time any emotion is happening. Upset, eat to feel better. Celebrating, eat to enjoy it more. I want to talk about this today because I got a comment from a viewer.
I'm listening hard to your videos. I'm struggling to stick with what I know is right for me. My mind is the problem. My mind, won't let go of the old way of eating. I go towards stuff like chips and candy, and I'm finding I'm mad at myself because I didn't even enjoy it when I ate it. But I do it anyway. I'm going to keep watching and trying to apply what I learned from you until the day it sticks. I feel better when I eat right.
That sentence, my mind won't let go. That's addiction, wellness warrior. My mind holding on to something means that I'm actually feeling out of control. I'm actually unable to do what I know is better for me because my mind is pulling me towards something. Now, how does my mind do that? There's chemical processes happening when we eat garbage. And those chemical processes, if we do eat garbage enough times, become a pathway in our head that then pushes our behavior. Because yes, what's happening in my brain controls what my body is going to do, what my mind is going to tell my body to do. All of these things are related. I don't think that we give enough validation. I don't think we give enough attention. I don't think we give enough importance to the things that I allow myself to become used to, right? The things that I allow myself to see as normal, then dictate what will happen in my everyday. And in our everyday, we've allowed ourselves to get to the point where we eat junk, we eat garbage every single day. And it's having a huge impact on then what we can say we decide to do. Because if I'm eating something because my mind is telling me to do it, even though my logic is saying this isn't healthy, my logic is saying this is contributing to my weight gain, my logic is saying this is contributing to the pain that I have in my, or whatever you've noticed is related to this food that you're eating, but you're still doing it. That, my mind is telling me, equals I'm out of control, equals I'm addicted to these carbohydrates. That's not a good place to be, wellness warrior. The person also said that I'm eating chips and candy that I don't even enjoy. And then I'm mad at myself. I want us to understand something that if we don't understand it, we're never going to change what's happening in our lives. And it's this. When we are out of control when it comes to what we're eating, we need to understand that that's not logical, right? The pull that happens that causes us to eat foods out of control. I'm not in control. That's the whole point. I keep using that word, out of control, because I want you to see it's not logical, right? We know people that have been fired from amazing jobs because they couldn't stop drinking. That's not logical. They're not doing that on purpose to themselves. They're doing it because they are actually out of control. So if you want this to change, you need to look at this as a situation where I'm not controlling this. It's controlling me. How do I break that? And the only way to actually break it is first to see that that's what's happening. And then second, to plan actions that will interrupt the automatic of, I feel happy, I eat cake. I feel sad, I eat cake. I feel bored, I eat cake. You need to actually interrupt that. And now I need to know, well, what's better for me to do when I feel happy? And you know what? When I feel happy, inserting something better there is usually easier than when I feel sad, than when I feel bored. Because when I'm happy, maybe there's other people around. Or when I'm happy, maybe I can go share what I'm happy about with the other people in my life. But we are much less likely to share what's causing us to be angry. We are much less likely to share what's causing us to feel sad. We are much less likely when we are lonely because one group of friends maybe said, oh, we don't have time for you, and we feel rejected. We are much less likely to reach out to another set of friends because what if that person rejects me too? I'll feel bad. Because I don't want to feel bad, I end up not doing the thing that would solve my problem. So the number one thing, Wellness Warrior, that you need to figure out is what's getting you in this mental space that allows you to eat off plan and then solve that. And I know that that's really hard to do by yourself, right? It was hard for me to do. Can you imagine, with everything that I know about keto and eating healthy, and the fact that when I started this road, I healed pains that were in my body for years. And we're not talking 1 or 2 years. We're talking 20 plus years. And then, with knowing this information, knowing how much eating healthy had actually changed my entire life, because I wasn't able to do sports, and then my sports, so not just any sports, the sports that I love to do, because I love skiing and I love snowboarding and I love riding things in the summer. It was I started keto the year after, for the first time in over 20 years, I was not able to go snowboarding. It was the first time that I was not able to be on the hill, not because I couldn't afford it, not because I was sick, well, like with a cold, because I had hip pain that was stopping me from doing my preferred sport in the winter. And I was devastated. And then you follow it up, because that was 2018. And then the world falls apart in 2019. And so for the next how many years I didn't get to go skiing or snowboarding because the world was shut down. Wellness Warrior, I can't tell you how angry I was about all of that. So knowing this information, knowing that eating properly saved my life and saved my health and allowed me to do my sports, and I've been doing this for 6 years, eating healthy. In a few days, it's going to be 6 years that I'm eating healthy. The problem that I'm about to explain to you, because I was overeating cashews, and I was eating them to the point where I would eat them, and then I would get out of control, and I would overeat them, and my body would be in pain again, Wellness Warrior. Not only would my body be in pain again, but I would also have digestive issues. And so, which is embarrassing, by the way. You don't want to be having digestive issues and you're a grown woman and you're running to the bathroom, and then you don't want anybody to go in the bathroom after you, you don't want to be gassy with people around. It was horrible. And yet somehow I'm eating these cashews when I know better. And how much better did I know? Because this thing didn't happen to me 6 years ago or 5 years ago at the beginning of my journey. This is something that happened to me 2 years ago. After being keto for so long, after being on track for so long, after understanding that when you're chasing, that means you're out of control. And still, this happened to me. Why? How did I get there? Because something happened in my life that I couldn't solve. And all my emotional blah blahs got turned upside down. And I allowed myself to go back to my self-soothing eating. Now, I was telling myself, well, cashews are healthy, right? I'm allowed to have them. Yeah, cashews are healthy if you have a single serving once in a blue moon. Cashews are not healthy if you're having several servings a day, which is putting your body in a bad situation, and you're feeling pain again, and you're feeling bloated again, and you're having like digestive issues again, and you're still eating the cashews. And Wellness Warrior, what it helped me to understand was that even though I make these videos to keep myself accountable, right? Because I'm helping people, that helps me to stay accountable. But it helped me to see that those old pieces of information, ideas that I had about how do I take care of me, were still there under the surface. And yeah, it's easy to do good eating. It's easy to do what's best for you when everything feels nice and life is easy. It's hard to do it when your world is upside down and you're not happy. And that's exactly what happened to me. When my world turned upside down and I wasn't happy, all of a sudden, eating on plan would, and I was still eating. Okay, so let me be clear about that. I chose a healthy food. So I didn't totally go off the rails, but I was eating this healthy food in an unhealthy way, which still let me go off the rails. Understanding what we're doing is paramount, of course, and then you add to it the other piece of the puzzle, which is, do I have old ideas that say when you feel bad, eat something? It's not what we're supposed to do. When you feel bad, you're supposed to solve the thing that's causing you to feel bad. That's what I didn't do. And so I realized I'm accountable because I did see what was happening. I was holding myself accountable. I was eating what I thought was a healthy food. What I came to realize was not a healthy food for me. And maybe that's a healthy food for other people, but for me, it's not healthy. I had to stop eating that. So that was number one. I had to stop eating those things. But number two on this word, I think this is something I had to push how I was being accountable. I had to be even more accountable. And how did I do that? Well, I created the community. And then I add to that now that I've created coaching. Because the truth is, how did I get myself out of it? I started talking more and more about, okay, what do you do when you see yourself eating off plan? And I created a path for people who were telling me about it. I find myself eating the junk food anyways, like this message that the person sent me, is I find myself eating the junk, even though I know better. I know I shouldn't do it. And I was helping people solve that. And I want to help more people solve that, because it's about looking at your individual situation. Everybody's different, right? I actually needed to talk to myself about what was happening in my life that was equaling, and then I ate off plan. And again, off plan. Everybody's going to say, but cashews are not off plan. If you're eating so many of them that you're eating more than your body can manage, then yes, you're eating off plan. I was eating more than my body could manage alongside of the normal keto life that I was living back then. So with the veg on my plate, with the everything, the cashews were putting me over. What is it that's happening in your life when you end up eating off plan, right? Are you having bowel issues like I was having, and you're in pain and you're bloated and it hurts, and your life just feels miserable because you're constantly just running to the bathroom and trying to manage yourself? Is that what's happening to you? Right? Maybe you're in a situation where you're not able to go see friends because you don't want to play the sport they're playing, because you don't want to run around on the court, say if it's tennis or basketball or whatever, because you feel uncomfortable with your weight. Maybe you're not dating because you feel uncomfortable with your weight. Maybe you're hiding what you're eating from your spouse because you feel ashamed of yourself that you're overeating or even eating the wrong thing. Wellness Warrior, it's not a fun place to be. It makes you feel bad about yourself. It makes you feel bad about your life. But it also means that you're putting your health again at risk. Is my weight going to rise? Is my pain going to come back like what happened to me? I was in pain again. It's horrible. It's horrible. If I'm not living the life that I want to live, then eating this way sometimes isn't giving me what I want. So I have coaching links down below because I have a goal to make sure that we are all healthy long-term, which means committing to eating the right way every day. And I want to help you guys with that because you help me with this, right? Helping you helps me. And that means I want to give it back and I want to keep helping you, right? And that means I have to push myself. I can't just do the simple thing of make the video. I have to do the harder work of talk to you one-on-one or in a group and help you to see where the mistake, help us to see where the mistakes are coming from. But also my hope is that when we talk together in a group, we're going to make connections where we have more than one person to reach out to. Yes, you can reach out to me, but I'm talking to a lot of people every day. I also want you to be able to reach out to each other and give each other support. So all of this comes back together for us to be able to do better. Eating on plan takes action. You actually need to be, doing something active to make this happen. So let's work together and make it happen, Wellness Warrior. You can do that today. Links in the description. I can't wait to talk to you.